Hi and very welcome to the new video. This one is a little bit of complicated for me to do because it has been a lot of internal fighting in me and with my ego, and I discovered that my ego wants to trick me into fight for what is good and fight for what is right. And this video, I will tell you my experience, and it's only in this special case and this special situation, and how I choose to handle it, and my thoughts and my inner dialogues, and I'm not saying that this is the way you should always do it, or that this is better or anything like that. I will only try to explain to you what happened to me, and I need to give you a little bit of the story so that you can get my problem that I've been through. And it started with I sold half a horse, which I don't recommend anybody to sell half of anything whatsoever. But I did, and then now recently I got like blackmailed through court to give my part of the horse to the other person. And I'm not telling this so that you can think, oh, I'm right. What I want to tell is actually that there's no doubt that this person has really done something, not fair, ugly, and then really bad. And instead of trying to talk to me and find a solution, she went to court, and she found a way to really push me into a corner where I had to choose to fight for years and spend a lot of money on lawyers, and of course, that's my choice. I could have done it, but I ended up in this. What is really worth fighting for? And I have always been the kind of person who wants to fight for what is right, stand up for what is right, and never give up to bad people and let them win. For me, that this has been like the foundation of my personality. That, you know, if I have to, I will stand on the barricades and I will defend justice and what is right, and fight evil, fight bad people, and all of that. And with this situation, there is always good things, gifts coming with all the problems that you have in life. And I discover with this one that fighting for what is right is very much the ego, because the ego don't want to be fooled. The ego doesn't want to feel like I'm a fool, and somebody managed to fool me, cheat me. The ego wants to win, to not be the loser, and the ego thinks that if someone managed to do something bad against me, and I can't or I don't defend me, it's like I'm a loser. I'm losing in from the ego perspective. And to actually fight for what is right, fight is a negative energy. And we, me, all of us, I think we have been, of course, we have been living in this quite low vibrational earth, where maybe the only way is to fight for what is right. And a lot of fights that people have been taking throughout history has been necessarily they are really it's good. I'm grateful to all the fights that a lot of people did for humanity. So uh, I'm not saying that taking a fight is always wrong. And in some situation, for example, if it's about your kids and they start to do bad stuff, they're doing things wrong, then of course you take a fight not against them but for them, and you fight because you love them. So that's another kind of fight. And of course you shouldn't give up on people that you love. But what I started to ask myself in this very situation was that what is it that I'm fighting for, and what is it that I'm fighting against, and from where does this energy coming? Is it from love, or is it from fear, which is always the opposite side of love? And fear of being the loser, fear of giving in to evil, to let the evil win, and all those kinds of different thoughts came into my head. And of course I could say, and very many people try to convince me that I need to fight this person because she wasn't supposed to win like this. And of course I could defend myself saying that if I really love her, I should make sure that she couldn't do this, to help her avoid winning something in this very ugly way. But actually, I couldn't really feel that the fight was from love. The energy didn't come from, really loving her. It was more, I realized more and more how my ego wanted to take the fight, and that the ego made up a lot of excuses for fighting. And I think this is where we very often come to on earth, that we find ego excuses to pick up a fight, to continue a fight, even like in this case, if it's to defend yourself because you get attacked in some way, somebody's doing something bad. But it's very easy for the ego to excuse fighting, and then we will just make this divide world where we fight against the other side. We will just put more and more energy into that, and to be aware of from where does my energy to fight come from, and is this really working for the good side, or is it like the bad side have tricked me with the help from my ego to actually support the bad side, the evil side, the low vibrations that comes from fear, and we can't give in. We need to never give up. We need to fight, and that's actually quite a low vibration. And it's definitely not like I'm a saint and I like, oh, I will do this in love. No, I have been in a roller coaster for weeks, which is why it took a while for me to make this video, because I really had to, process all the things that was going on inside. And I have been through like I go to some mafiosos and I ask them to, find her and threaten her. I have been in all ups and downs and lows, and I thought of fighting until last drop of blood. I will never give up. It's like it doesn't matter if it ruins me, if I have to sell everything I own, and I will continue to fight for years if I have to. And then when I started to go more over to discover this ego part of it, then I realized that what if I continue fighting, this will be a lot of bad energy for me, and I have to be in this negative energy maybe for years. And how much does it cost me? How much will it take from me? How much will it destroy my life? How bad will I sleep for all those years because I have this battle going on around me? So of course it will cost a lot of money, but also it will put me in a low vibration fighting state for years. And I started to realize that this is not so bright light, good, nice. So if I could instead give up, like give up this fight and surrender to love, just let it go, and don't even think about what this is doing to me. Try to see what she's doing is like watching a child playing a stupid game, and I will just, that's stupid, I will ignore it, and try to separate that what she is doing doesn't really have anything to do with me. That's her choice. If she chooses to be a bad person, it doesn't say anything about me. It say things about her. And if I choose to not fight, and I can stand like above it, not like I'm better above it, but if I can be above it in the meaning of not letting this get to me, not feel threatened, not feel like I need to fight for it, then I can let go of all this, and I don't have to fight. So I liberate myself from this thinking that I have to fight. And it was actually a release. It actually felt good to let go of this forcing myself to fight and thinking that the only right thing is to fight. And this feeling of, if I don't fight, I am supporting evil, which was my truth before all of this. And to liberate myself from that judgment, that no, I can let it go, and I'm not supporting evil. I'm supporting actually love inside myself, and I'm supporting not fighting. I'm supporting feeling good, feeling happy, be able to focus on good stuff instead of bringing all this negative energy with me for years. But then when ego realized that she's not going to fight, then the ego started to do new things, and the ego started to think like, yeah, but karma will punish her, and she will probably burn in hell, or something bad will happen to her. And so the ego started to like a revenge, like a way to win. Even if I should give up not fighting, I should, the ego wanted to fight a way to win, and in anyway, because the ego don't want to be a loser. So I found myself between those two, like feeling relieved from just let go of it, and then this ego was there. You will see, and God will judge her or whatever, things like that. So I really noticed how strong this ego thing is inside of me, and I could hear those things in my head when the ego was like, when I thought like, yeah, now I'm over it, then the ego came and, how about maybe we can put something evil on Facebook so we can destroy her life, or maybe I can tell everybody about how bad she is. And so it has been a process for weeks. And when I start to think about, I was talking to the lawyer, and I said, okay, I'm giving up. which is also a negative, like I'm giving up, I'm giving away my power, I'm not taking the fight. So then I felt like powerless because I gave up. So then I had to talk to myself again and saying, this is not giving up. I'm not a victim. I make a choice to let go of this. But still, those thoughts were spinning around in my head. And one thing is to decide I'm not going to take the fight. But then the next phase is to not judge. And that's even more difficult, to not even think that she is evil, not even judge her in any way. Like maybe she's doing it, and I think she is. She loves the horse. So we could also turn it around and say that she's doing this out of love for the horse, and not judge, and just accept that she's doing whatever she has to do. That's her choice, that's her life, and I don't know anything about the reasons behind, because she don't even want to talk to me, so I have no idea. But the most important thing is not what is driving her. The most important thing is for me to learn to not judge. And I've done videos about this before, that not judging is not the same thing as saying, no, she's doing the right thing. She's doing whatever she has to do from her point of view. And I can also see that when she does this to me, it gives me the opportunity to learn a lot about myself and how I'm handling the situation. So, of course, what she's doing is bad from one perspective, but I can also try to see it from different point of views. So by asking those kinds of questions to yourself, am I fighting from the perspective of love, or am I fighting from a perspective of winning? Is it the ego who is really afraid of losing, who to any price want to avoid being a loser? Does this fight make me feel good? Is this bringing negative energy to the future? What am I bringing to my tomorrow? Is this so important that it is worth fighting for? Or is there a possibility that you could actually surrender to love, giving up fighting for the good, and instead surrender to love? And it's a big difference if you choose the first or the last one. I can't say I'm totally over it yet. Still, it comes like bad feelings, like, oh, I should have, did more. And but in the big picture, it's actually, it makes me feel better. It like I'm taking this pressure away from myself. And when I can think like this, it feels like I'm a little bit like untouchable. It doesn't matter what other people do to me, because what they are doing is more telling me who they are. And my response to what they are doing is more defining who I am and who I want to be. Do I want to be a fighting person? No, because I don't like fights. And but I still want to believe in a good world. But like in Bible, turn the other cheek, and if I can still have in mind what I think is right, and even if people do what I think is wrong, I don't have to fight them. I can look at it from a more loving perspective. And then I will bring more positive energy into my life and not this fighting energy. And like I said to start with, it's not like this is what everybody has to do. This is more to tell you that there is not only one possible way. And of course, some fights we need to take. And like one of my friends said, maybe this is for you to stand up for yourself, show you're not a doormat, and show universe that I have boundaries. And so of course you need to ask yourself, what can I learn from this situation? What is it that I the special gifts that I can have from the situation? And of course sometimes fighting is what you have to learn, how to stand up for yourself and put a limit and things like that. So, and it's not like one thing is much better. Everybody has to do what they have to do, and ask yourself what is the best thing you can do for yourself, for your development, for your life, and in this very situation. And I wish you all very good luck with whatever you are in, and hope you learn a lot of things, and that we together can make this world a more loving place. And hope to see you soon again. Bye bye.